Nigeria's Bureau of Statistics recently adopted Stanbic IBTC's Purchasing Managers Index as Nigeria's official PMI reading. That's the gauge for manufacturing activities in the country. According to the Statistician General, Dr. Yemikale, the index is endorsed as a result of its compliance with global standards in the areas of sampling methodology and configuration. In an interview with Channels Television business producer Temple Ashaju, Dr. Kale says the PMI, which is expected to be published monthly, targets an 80% response rate.
Yes, we are fully in favor of the PMI. Like I said, Stanbic IBTC approached us in line with the statistics law that says that we should companies that want to gather their own data and to be used officially, not just for their private research, should get the endorsement of the National Bureau of Statistics. So in keeping with the rules they approached to us, we have looked at their what they did. We looked at the methodology to ensure that it complies with international best practice in line with our methodologies and procedures, and we're happy with it, and that is why we formally endorsed it and adopted it as Nigeria's official PMI. We think that it is very, very useful in getting more private sector data out there slightly faster than the official data will come out.
Now, the reading has been adopted as Nigeria's official PMI. How aligned are the specifics to the methodologies of the global PMI?
Well, PMI is basically an attempt to get some advanced information of what could be happening in the economy before the actual numbers come out. The PMI is not looking at actual figures, unlike our numbers, where we are looking at actual figures for GDP, actual figures for employment. Is giving you an indication of what output is looking like, what the employment might be looking at just before the official statistics are released by NBS. So it's very easy. If you compare the methodology in terms of the sectoral shares, for example, for output, and you compare it to that which we publish, you see that they use the same methodology. In the process of getting all these numbers out, it involves a process of sampling. We looked at their sampling methodology to ensure that it meets the best practices. It did. We looked at the configuration, the breakdown, sectoral shares. It did. We looked at the questionnaires, the questions they're actually asking businesses, and those things actually matter. Depending on how you phrase the questions, you might actually get a different response. So you have to be very, very careful. I remember, for example, when we were doing unemployment studies. Now, if you ask someone, was it in Kano or Kaduna, I can't remember which country, which state rather, do you have a job in the local language? It translates to, do you have a white-collar job? Are you wearing a suit to the office? And of course, you might get the person to actually tell you, no, he doesn't, because that's the way he understands it. So you have to be very careful the way you ask those questions to the public, to the businesses. We looked at the way the questions have been asked. Again, they fitted our best practice and our methodology, and that's why we endorsed it. And we think it's actually a very good signal. I have to also state that it's not a substitute for our GDP numbers or our employment numbers. Our GDP numbers are based on actual figures, number crunching. It also combines the entire economy, formal and informal, but the PMI actually focuses more on the formal aspect of the economy. It does not track the informal sector, so sometimes there might be variation. But in terms of the formal sector, from what we have seen, even from the results that it got, it's very similar to the figures we have at the National Bureau of Statistics. So we are very happy with the methodology that was adopted and the results, and we are looking forward to continuing our working relationship with Stanbic IBTC towards what we think is an effective partnership. I think it is more, it's a good thing when the private and the public sector come together to develop an initiative like this. It can only benefit businesses, government, and the entire economy.
An existing financial institution publishes a PMI on a monthly basis. How does that differ from this PMI?
Well, what makes it official is that it has the endorsement of the Bureau of Statistics. Now, different agencies, different financial institutions may have set up their PMI. As long as we don't know, they didn't discuss it with us, we don't know the basis in which they computed their PMI. We don't know how they got it. It was not validated and verified by law, as specified by law by the NBS. It is, as far as we are concerned, just something they are doing for their own internal market research.
So official businesses, markets are closed, but the holiday centers and venues of amusement and leisure are open. So share how you're spending your holiday with us here on Channels Television, Nigeria's news leader. You know how to get it on via our app. Do send it on the Android, ISP, and other platforms that are serve it to those of you in the world. Tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. And you can follow me on Twitter as well, bbosin. I'm in business all the time. I'll see you on Monday. It's a public holiday, but it's business here on Channels. Do have a great day, and bye for now.